Good evening, everyone. Welcome in as we present this week's edition of the Milford Informer. I am your host, Tim Coet. We continue to be hard at work here at our studios, covering a wide range of events across the Milford community in what is always one of the busiest times of the year. Let's show you what we have prepared for tonight in our top stories rundown. Tonight, take a look back at how the town of Milford honored their military heroes as we highlight this year's Veterans Day Parade, as well as ceremonies held at Woodland Elementary School, the Senior Center, and the Italian-American Veterans Hall. Also tonight, Milford TV intern Jake Rui will take you on a tour of the recently held Milford Area Chamber of Commerce Auction Spectacular. And later in sports, we will show you which 5 stellar student athletes recently signed letters of intent to take their playing careers to the collegiate level. With Veterans Day taking place last weekend, Milford residents of all ages took part in a series of ceremonies and presentations paying homage to those who have served our country with honor and distinction. Here is a recap of all of the Veterans Day events from around town.
Please continue standing as the principal council members lead us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today at this breakfast, we are reminding ourselves that together as veterans, all of us, we are all proud to have served. No matter where you served or what you did, your uniform puts you in harm's way. Those who would love to hurt you and destroy our way of life, always knocking on the door. Even today, amid world terrorism and even worse, domestic terrorism, our military is on guard. I salute the men and women of our armed forces for their commitment to freedom. They are a new breed of American warriors. Let's not forget them.
We live in the greatest country in the world. We have rights and freedoms as citizens that in this country that are the envy of people around the world. As you know, we have many students and families that have chosen recently, families and students in the Woodland community that have chosen to come to America to live in this great country because it's so wonderful. These rights, these freedoms, and the pride that so many people feel for our country, we owe all of those rights and freedoms and passion and pride to the veterans that fought to secure those rights, to defend those rights, to protect those rights. They fight for them now as they fought for them many, many years. For hundreds of years, we've had veterans that have been fighting for the rights of our country and fighting for your rights. We owe them so much.
We call your attention to the small table, which occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is being set for one, symbolizing the fact that the members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to POWs, MIAs, and KIAs. We call them comrades. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families, so we join together to pay our humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence.
This is just another aspect that we're so proud of, and honoring 8 families. My father was a Vietnam vet. He didn't talk about it. My mother would fill me in on most of the details. And that was a generation that witnessed lose their family and their friends. And in my generation, we didn't experience that until it happened to Elia. He was a year older than me in high school. And just a great guy, and it sent shockwaves, not just through the town because he came from a wonderful family, but it was the first time that my generation was affected by that. And whether he was on the field or on stage, he was nice to everyone, and that was way before it was popular. So I just want to acknowledge that. This is just a huge deal, and it helps us honor our 8 heroes today, so thank you.
Our country didn't just appear out of thin air. It was created by men and women who fought and sacrificed for it. If you see a veteran, go up to them and say, "Thank you for your service." It really does mean the world to them. It reminds them that through all the hard times and challenges they faced, that years later, our young people still understand and appreciate everything they did.
Our good friends over at the Milford Area Chamber of Commerce recently held one of their most anticipated events of the year. It was the Chamber's annual Auction Spectacular, which gave those in attendance the opportunity to walk away with a host of great prizes. Our Milford TV intern Jake Rui made his way over to the event, which was held over at the Portuguese Club.
A fundraiser for the Milford Area Chamber of Commerce. It's our biggest fundraiser that we do. We do 3 or 4 a year, but this is our largest one. It's the most fun one that we do. As you can see, we're going to have about 300 people here tonight. We have lots of food. We have tons of stuff to bid on, over 100 silent items. Dickie here is our auctioneer. He's our fun auctioneer, and I think this is your 28th year?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, this is our 28th year, and I think yeah, Dickie's been around that long. So
what's amazing is Laura is president and CEO of the Chamber in Milford, but everything that you see in this room, including the food, all the items for the silent auction, and all the big items for the live auction are all donated because of her efforts and the girls that work with her in the office. And I got to be honest with you, the Milford business community, which includes all our towns, not just Milford, always supportive of the Milford Chamber of Commerce.
So today I'm running the Plinko board, and everyone who was invited to the auction got a little Plinko chip in their invitation. And so in order to play the Plinko game, you have to bring your Plinko chip. And when you play Plinko, then you win something prize. Everyone wins, so it's great. And if they forgot their Plinko chip, we will take a $5 donation. You can win gift cards to McDonald's. You can win like a Swiffer set from Gallo Moving and Storage. We have some mystery prizes back there, but some really fun, nice stuff.
I'm happy to be here at the Milford Area Chamber of Commerce. Laura O'Callahan always does a wonderful job, and you got to come out and support them. Very important part of being in the community is also having a relationship with the business community. A lot of people have come out tonight to support Milford. Laura has been a fantastic partner. She lets us know what's going on in the Milford business community. And back last year, and I'm sure we're going to do it again this year, after Thanksgiving, they have Small Business Saturday. And Laura brought me around with Representative Quiros to a few businesses to try to highlight those businesses and make sure that they're getting the attention that they need. So I got to tip my hat to Laura and the job she's doing for the Chamber. She's doing a wonderful job, and we hope that we continue to see her success.
Dr. Kevin McIntyre was back at our studios this week recording the latest installment of his monthly Superintendent updates. In this edition, Dr. McIntyre continues to roll out new information related to the school's strategic plan.
Hello, Hawk Nation. My name is Kevin McIntyre, and I'm the Superintendent of the Milford Public Schools. This year, we are beginning a new strategic plan that has 4 strategic focus areas, including social emotional learning, equity and access, growth-focused instruction, and continuous learning. Today, I want to focus on equity and access, and specifically, inclusion and inclusive practices. An inclusive environment is so important for ensuring that all students are welcome and supported. Inclusion is a word that is bantered about a lot in education and can mean different things to different people. My view is that inclusion needs to be an important part of what we all do as educators. Inclusion is not an initiative or a program, it is an approach, a mindset, and a culture. I want to talk about 2 ways that our schools have approached inclusion with students with special needs and English learners. At the high school, I want to focus on the Best Buddies program and how it has positively impacted the overall school culture. And at our elementary schools, I will highlight how our hiring practices and instructional delivery models are supporting inclusion for English learners. The Best Buddies program fosters and supports friendships between typically developing students and students with intellectual developmental disabilities. High school can be a socially challenging time for all students, and Best Buddies helps to create a positive climate that is easily observable in the cafeteria, hallways, and programming. More than 200 students participate in the Best Buddies program at Milford High School, where students attend monthly dances, events, and outings. Students build authentic relationships that often continue after graduation. Our Best Buddies program at the high school not only benefits the students with special needs, but also significantly benefits their typically developing peers and the culture of the high school as a whole. This program complements Special Olympics and unified sports and provides a number of social opportunities, athletic experiences, and friendships. These experiences have changed the outlooks and trajectories for many of our students. This program has built a sense of true inclusion, and all of our students look forward to the events throughout the year. For the past several years, approximately 30 to 40% of our entering kindergarten classes are English learners. Initially, students received a great deal of their programming in pull-out English language development classes. A large number of students were being pulled out throughout the day and was having a disruptive impact on their learning and social membership in the elementary classrooms. This has made us rethink how we provide services and inclusion for English learners. One move we made was on the personnel side by only hiring dual-licensed English learner and elementary teachers to provide more opportunities for English language development directly in the classroom. This also allowed us to develop some partner classes which allowed switch models where native speakers and English learners would learn and experience most subjects together. These models are continuing to develop and evolve, but we are seeing students experience more success with more of their EL services being provided directly in the classroom. Access and equity go hand in hand with an inclusive culture. All students need to feel like they're an important and valued part of the school community. As a school district and educators, we continue to incorporate more inclusive practices into our schools and classrooms. These practices help us provide more welcoming, accepting, and supportive environments for all of our students. Thank you for watching and have a great day, Hawk Nation.
Even though we have no sports highlights for you this week, we do still have some sports news. Last week, high schools across the nation participated in the first of a series of National Signing Days, which allows student athletes to formally commit to a collegiate athletic career at their chosen institution. Let's take a look inside Milford's National Signing Day presentation.
We're here to celebrate and honor the student athletes, the families, the coaches, the teachers, and really the community, okay, who've helped these 5 stellar athletes, as far as I'm concerned, with all their hard work, their dedication, and their relentless pursuit of excellence, our #1 over here on our core values, that it takes to even remotely, think about or dream about playing in the NCAA. 1 to 3% of kids at the high school level sometimes will creep up as high as 5 or 6%, like here in Milford, but really over 5% is really just doesn't happen. So let's call it 3% of high school athletes go on to play any sports at the Division I, Division II, or Division III college level. That's elite. So what we have here are 5 of the best as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think anybody here would disagree, of Milford High School, but really across the country. These are 5 of the best athletes in the country that colleges have pursued to say, we want you to compete for us, we want you to suit up. So we feel really good about that. We feel very proud about that. They've been selected by some of the best institutions in New England and across the country for their sports to play on their teams. And many of us dream of that. These folks are making it a reality. Due to their relentless pursuit of excellence, their commitment to academics, which we need to talk about, these kids, young adults, sorry, your kids to me, young adults, they're not going to these institutions simply because of their stellar achievements in athletics and really their DNA gifts. They're going because they're good academians too. You don't get early committals for kids who are on the bubble with academics. You have 5 really good student athletes here too, and I think it's important that we recognize that. And at this point in time, what we'll do is, why don't we have Speedy? Shannon Cormier is her real name. Come on up, Speedy. She is headed to AIC for field hockey. She's also on our state championship softball team. Has to be one of the fastest, most ferocious outfielders and field hockey players I've ever seen. Having been in the Hockomock League, I don't know, 34, 35 years, she's somebody that the other teams, the best teams in the league, best teams in the state have to game plan for. You know, you see her playing and she's guarded by 3 people. You know that she's one of the best talents in the league. And I have to tell you, the last 2 or 3 games of the season last year in the spring, Coach DeVito could probably attest, she made catches that I honestly wasn't even sure if you could get to. There was a couple she's running at mock speed to grab, makes the catch, unbelievable. So they're getting a great talent at AIC. We're happy to see you go there, but we're not happy to see you go. Moving forward, we're going to call Mr. Aiden Wild up. We're going to do a little Stonehill action here. We'll get your plaque going. Aiden has actually been an Iron Hawk in a couple of other seasons, but as he progressed in his career, he really moved into 2 sports, being a hockey guy and certainly a baseball guy. I will tell you that I think the league's been around 35, 36 years. I'd have to double check it, but it's somewhere in that range. I will tell you that there's been only 1 freshman batting champion in the entire time. Okay, my brother played in the league way back. We won't give years, but 1 freshman batting champion for boys baseball in this league. This is one of the best leagues around when it comes to baseball. This guy was a batting champion in this league as a freshman. He's only progressed. He's only gotten better. I remember the games where he was pitching and just mowing people down. And you know, honestly, he could play any position you wanted. There was a couple times that he had to jump in and play catcher for our team. Anywhere you put him, he's dangerous. But batting champion as a freshman for males, unheard of. I think Stonehill's probably getting one of the best guys, in my opinion, in New England as far as baseball goes. So we're excited again, excited that you're going to Stonehill. Not thrilled that you're going, but we got to let you go. Moving forward, pretty much have a guy who's put us back on the map for cross country and track and field. It's been a real pleasure watching his career progress as well, having been a cross country and track guy a long time ago. Jack has basically put times up that I wish I had reached. He's run a little faster than me in a couple of events, and certainly a lot faster than a lot of people, you know, in the state, in the area. What's been a pleasure for me with Jack, I'll share a quick personal story. His head coach is a guy I used to run against in college and high school, so we chatted real quick. He reached out. You know, he knew Jack was a real strong talent that he wanted. UMass Lowell, Division I track and field and cross country. Super excited about that. Is it 18 years since we won the championship, right, with cross country? So I think those guys really resurrected that situation. Jack spearheaded that. Really has been a pivotal person in making that happen. Moving forward, we have really our second of our 3 softball gals. I will tell you that when I met Jess, I think the word probably would be intensity, ferocity would be another good word. She's also another one of our Iron Hawks in certain seasons. She's played a little soccer. She's worked hard on our basketball team and certainly helped push our softball team, you know, into the stratosphere where it's been the last couple of years, which we're really excited about. But I have to tell you, I watched her compete, and I would probably guess, I've never seen you play in the backyard or anything, but I'm guessing her parents would share that when she plays, it's all or nothing. It doesn't matter whether it's backyard basketball or whether it's, you know, some small pickup game. This girl competes every second of every. Am I correct? Am I guess? Yeah, she knows. It's absolutely true. Again, watching her bat, watching her play out there, it's just an absolute treat at the highest level to see her compete, and we're proud to see her moving on to Providence. So next up, we have EP. You probably can tell that we get to know. We're fortunate enough, at least in my job, I get to know the kids really well. You know, I can say from watching her play, you know, joins volleyball this year. She's become an Iron Hawk, jumping into basketball, just making an impact on every team she's on. But when she gets on the diamond for softball, it's just special the way she plays. She can play any position, and I know, you know, same thing with Tomas, same thing with Speedy. When they get up to bat, I always watch the pitcher, and they're just, you know, they take a little extra couple of seconds because they got to think about, where am I going to put the ball so I don't walk this kid, but I can't let her hit it, you know, because, you know, each time she swings the bat, there's a chance that it's going over the fence. And we love having, I mean, Steve has got a pretty good, he's probably got 10 or 11 girls that fall into that category, but she's got that big hit capability every time she comes to bat. And again, just like Tomas, she's ferocious. You know, I'm just glad I didn't grow up in the neighborhood with some of these kids, because you just, every time they play to win, and they play hard, and they just play for championships. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself or herself in a worthy cause, who at the best, in the end, knows the triumph of achievement, and who at the worst, if he or she fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his or her place shall never be with the cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. The folks that, and I mean this with all due respect, the folks that are up in the stands watching or on TV, you folks are the ones that are getting in the arena and really putting yourself out there to compete for us, to compete for Milford, and just taking the extra step. So for that, we appreciate everything you've done for us. We really do.
Here's one last reminder that coming up this weekend, the MHS Theater Workshop will be holding their performances of Alice in Wonderland. Enjoy an evening of fun and laughs with all of your favorite zany characters from Lewis Carroll's classic tale. Alice in Wonderland is running now through Sunday, November 17th through the 19th, over at the Milford High School Auditorium. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for students and seniors, and tickets can be purchased at the door. Coming up on Saturday, join the hardworking folks over at the Milford Special Olympics as they host the Friends of the Milford Area Special Olympics annual dinner and dance. The evening promises great food and great fun and will feature a buffet-style meal, a silent auction, raffles, and there will be live entertainment courtesy of DJ Ron Osier. The dinner and dance will be taking place this Saturday, November 18th, over at the Portuguese Club from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets are $35 per person. To purchase last-minute tickets, you can contact Jennifer Walsh at the email address jwalsh@milfordma.com. And on Wednesday, the Milford High School Gridiron Club will be hosting their night before Thanksgiving football fundraiser. The night provides a great opportunity for parents, coaches, alumni, and friends to come together to share stories and experiences. There will also be some great door prizes, a silent auction, and a raffle over the course of the evening. The night before Thanksgiving fundraiser takes place, you guessed it, on the night before Thanksgiving on Wednesday, November 22nd at the Crystal Room from 7 to 10 p.m. Tickets to the event are $20 per person. All proceeds from the event will benefit the MHS football team. For more information or to purchase tickets, you can contact Paul Pellegrini at 508-922-9537. Here's an early heads up that we will be officially closing out our fall sports coverage next week as the Scarlet Hawks football team take on a new rival in Kipp Academy from Lynn, Massachusetts on Thanksgiving morning. We will have live streaming coverage on our website and through the live stream app on your mobile devices. And if you're looking for more Turkey Day football action, we will be airing a throwback Thanksgiving football matchup from 2005 between Milford and Shrewsbury High School. That game will air on the educational channel at 1 p.m. and will re-air at 6 and again at 9:30 p.m. We hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. And from all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.